And all the questions they compare to the one I know is true, yeah. You always been true. So I'm gonna wait on you. Yes, I'm gonna wait on you. I'm taking your good, trusting your promise. I'm gonna wait on you. I'm taking your good, I'm trusting your promise. I'm gonna wait wait on the Lord, wait on the Lord. He will renew your strength. So wait, I say, wait on the Lord, wait on the Lord. He will renew. What's up, BK? So wait, I say, wait on the Lord, wait on the Lord, wait on the Lord. Yeah. Your color looks even better up close. Oh, thank you, real estate. How you doing? Man, BK, listen. You have to, man. I'm telling you, you have to. You have to. You know, like I seen you know, and I seen you out here in these streets, man. You know, I hope God, gives you a little peace of mind with everything that's going on. You know, because that stuff is definitely not worth it at all. Like we too grown out here, bro. You know, and I'm always try to promote positivity no matter what. Let's see. Real estate said, I'm very well. Glad to see you getting back to your roots. Yes, man. Yeah, you know what? I could just cry, like literally my eyes is watering. Um, and it's like not even nothing really happening. Nothing like I feel like, you know, when I really be going through some things, like I go through it. But like I'm not going like I'm good, you know? So I don't even know why I'm like feel like I wanna cry. Nirvana, hey, how you doing? Thank you, girl. This is a Michael Kors. They make me feel like an old person though because they have the what do you call it? The when the light hit it, they turn into like shades. I forgot what you call them. Like it's something you got to pay extra for. Hey Don, welcome in. It's your spirit filled with the spirit. Man, real estate. Listen, I was. It's crazy because you know, I keep, earlier, like I was listening to some people in the chat. Oh, transitional lens. Yeah, yeah. And, they were just talking about how, like, like I be promoting positivity, and um, the fact of the matter is, like, the only way that we can walk in that is if we fortify ourselves with the word of God, right? You know, and so I try every day to make sure that, you know, I get the word in, because I get tested just like everybody else do, you know? And do I pass every time? Absolutely not. You know, like, I could be driving and get road rage, you know, somebody cut me off and are they a honk? I hate it when my pet peeve, I hate when people honk at me. Like, even today, they wasn't even honking at me. But just the fact that they was honking, like, I inserted myself because it was the ambulance was coming, and you know you have to stop and let them pass. And so we stopped, and it's a car behind the car on the side of me, and they were just like slamming on their horn. I looked out my window like, don't you see this ambulance? So I was like, I had to prepare myself, and I didn't say it like rude, or I didn't look at the lady crazy, I don't think, but I had to prepare myself because, you know, some people are ignorant, and I thought that they was gonna pull up beside of me and like try to read me my rights, but she went on about her business because I was ready. Real estate, Don said, everyone enjoy yourselves to the fullest. Have a beautiful night. You too, Don. You have a beautiful night as well. Real estate said, we all sin and fall short. Yes, good thing he has mercy on us. Hey, look, you walking heavy today, because I just did a video and I was talking about, like, you know, how does God see you? You know, and it had that scripture about being a chosen people and the royal priesthood. Um, and I talk about how, you know, we, and I when I speak about we and talking about Christians, you know, we are to be that light. We, you know, we are to be the people that show others, you know, the goodness of God. And so, um, when you were saying, like, you know, we all fall short, I said that in my video, like, you know, we all fall short. Like, nobody's perfect, but we can do it ourselves. That's why God came. I mean, Jesus came, you know, to die for our sins. But thank God for His grace and mercy, you know. And when He forgives us, He don't hang it over our head, you know, but He tosses it in the sea of forgetfulness. So, whew, thanks be to God. Okay, let's see. Nirvana said beep beep. I hate that. Oh my God, I hate it. I don't even honk my horn. One, I have a Honda, y'all, so my horn sounds like a little car toy. So if I honked at you, you would be like, "Girl, bye." Hey, Kimash, how you doing? Welcome in. Uh, Beefcake said, thank you for that message. I appreciate that. Everybody have a nice night, and God bless everyone, including my haters. All right, Beefcake. Yeah, well, you know, they tell us to pray for our enemies, those who say all men are evil and despitefully, you know, all of that good stuff. Well, I'm gonna say all that good stuff. It ain't good, but yeah, you pray for your enemies. Um, Nirvana said, I don't think I even know what my horn sounds like. Oh, that means you don't be honking it. Yeah. My horn sounds terrible. It sounds awful. Real estate said, I drive a Honda too. They don't have no respect. They don't have no respect for us. No, they don't. They don't. Because our horns sound terrible. Like, I be so embarrassed. I don't even honk. Like, I really just scream on my car. But my son, he get mad because, you know, some people that's crazy out here. Hondas are reliable. Yes, Hondas are great cars. I love my Honda. It's a little, I have a Civic, so it's a little small to my liking. I'm used to driving big things. Like I got a two-door Yukon, which I'm trying to sell. So if anybody know anybody that want a Yukon Denali, hit me up. Tripod said, Sheeple, I love your attitude. Always so positive. Thank you, Tripod. I try my best. Um, Kima said, my kid so either. So your kid got a disrespectful horn too. Yeah, man. I don't know what it is about these little cars, man, that have these little retarded sounding horns, but it definitely make me not want to utilize it. If I do hit it, I'm like, boop, boop, boop. I don't push it. Facts, laugh out loud. I don't beep anymore. I just be like, yeah, I can see you hooping and hollering too. Because you got a voice that carries. But yeah, man, you know what? I was like, I don't see nobody live tonight. You know, usually Tizzle will be out in these streets around this time. But she taking a break, which is, you know, something that we all need at times, you know. It's nothing like getting some mental clarity, you know, and so sometimes you have to just steal away and take a break. I do that with Instagram a lot, you know, when you just, I don't know, I be seeing some wild stuff. Like, I don't know who's watching me right now, so I kind of have to watch what I say. I wish I could see who is watching. Like, I wish YouTube had a feature where you could like see the list of people that's up in here or whatever. Because like, I just want to spill the tea about a situation that's like real life situation, but I ain't even gonna do it because it's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It's like something that'll keep you like attentive. Hey, T always wins. Welcome in, boo. How you doing? What's up, Mad Dog? No good. Hey, hey. If y'all have not already, go check out Mad Dog's page and go subscribe now and go listen to the last video that she just did. It was Brandy. Have you ever? I mean, she was like, have you ever loved somebody so much it makes you cry? Have you ever needed something so bad you can't sleep at night? She was getting it. She was getting it, man. Let's see. Real. My son always get down on me for that. Yeah. Wait. Real estate said, Kia sold that car takes me back to that hamster commercial. What hamster commercial? I don't know that one. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just like, I ain't even gonna lie. I was gonna get on my exercise bike. You said I'm good, boo. I was wondering why I never catch you live. I just see my notifications off. Yeah, cause hey, listen, turn your notifications on. I straight be going live like it be a little movie and everything. Me and my son be singing karaoke and all that. That's fun. I was hoping so. My son started working, so he at work right now, which I don't know how that's gonna happen when it's time to go to school. And I don't know if you're watching right now, but I got a email saying that he didn't go to third and fourth period. So I'm gonna chew him out when he get home from work. The Kia Soul had a commercial with a hamster family dancing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed that one. I definitely missed that one. But yeah, real yes, they were, and I love my kid. Oh, see, my son is texting me. They just left. He said, "Y'all okay?" No, I'm not okay, but you'll find out when you get home because you missed third and fourth period. Well, you know, I'll catch the replays whenever I can. Thank you so much for always supporting the channel, T. I appreciate that. I definitely do. Um, yeah, y'all. So I was on here listening to some music. I was listening. It seemed like my baby TV is like super loud right now. I was gonna come on here and get on my exercise bike. Oh no, he better be going to class. That's what I'm saying. And as soon as I say something to him, I know he's gonna give me like some lame excuse after. But y'all know that's what happened last year. And come to find out, he really was not going to class. And I was so upset. I took his phone, his game, everything got taken. They put him on like freaking like a probation at school where he had to get a paper filled out by every teacher. So I'm gonna mess around and I'm gonna send him to the attendance office and make him go pick that paper up because that don't make no sense. I shouldn't have to go through all this. He in the 11th grade. Like, oh Lord, I can't wait until he graduate from high school. My God, listen. When I tell you that having a high school teenager is stressful, or it can be stressful, my God. Let's see. Mad Dog said, welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. Hey, April. How are you? How y'all doing? Yeah. Yeah. Next time I come on here, I'm going to come with a topic. I really want to have a topic. I want to ask. So here's a question. I don't care who's watching because it don't matter. So what do you guys think about polygamy? He have any plans for after high school? Tripod, you know what? So I've come to the conclusion that school is not for everybody, right? And the fact of the matter is, so I didn't go to college right after high school. And I kind of beat myself up about that. So, I always tried to like force it on him. Like, I mean, he was a little kid talking about he wanted to go to all black college and he had all these big dreams, and I was trying to do everything I could to cultivate those dreams. But it seemed like the older he got, the more he was like his study habits are terrible. Like it's like he's not real, like he's really smart. My kids are smart, but it's like he's lazy. He's lazy. And so it's like I have to literally have my foot on his neck and apply pressure literally for him to do right. So like right now, I let him start the school year. All right, cool. You got your phone. I let you play the game. I give him a little leniency. He working his job. But the moment I get that first report card, and if I see any grades that are unacceptable, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like I even got a message from the teacher. I think he thought he was texting my son or emailing him, but he was like, next time you have that cell phone out, I'm gonna take it. And so I told my son, like, why do you have your cell phone out? Like, I'm not calling you, so you don't need, So I told him next time that happened, I'm taking it. Okay. So the question was, what do you think about polygamy? Real estate said, I think I could do polygamy in the right situation. Hey, what really? So what is the right situation? Like I know that's a lot to type, right? But I'm just like, what would be ideal? Like, Triply says, I think polygamy could be beneficial in some ways. Not for me though, because I don't share well. Okay, that's an honest opinion. Okay, yeah, Triply, I wouldn't want to share either. Mad Dog said, I feel you. Cheapo, stay on him. I am. You said I'm stingy, so nah, Mad Dog. Okay, so money is a start. Laugh out loud. Only a rich man should be poly. All right, so T always wins says, I watched that show Sister Wives, and I doubt I could do it. Real estate said, if the other women were my servants. Oh wow. April said, curious to know what is the right situation in real estate. Asking because I was checking out videos and such. So April, why was you looking at videos? Like, is that something you interested in? Like, I'm noticing that like this is like starting to be socially accepted. Like, you don't have to just go to Utah to be polygamous. Like, it looked like folks is like really, really getting into a place where they're accepting this. Real estate said I agree. Triply said, T, I don't think they doing it right. And real estate said he'd have to be rich. Okay, so he had to be rich. So he would have to be financially secure, and he would have to be taking care of y'all. Y'all not taking care of him, right? No, I definitely can't care. I'm a Scorpio. I'm jealous. Here I am. Hey, I low key be like, hey, they always talking about signs. And here I am bringing up a sign. I'm not even going to relate that to my sign. But I feel like at times I could be jealous. I don't like sharing. I'm the only child. I never had to share growing up. Mad Dog said, girl, not Utah. Yeah, it's accepted in Utah. Like, I think you can marry as many women as you want. I was watching a show where like people go in and try to help people escape from out of polygamy relationships because that's all they know. Like all they know is to sleep with their uncle, get married, and get put in some house, and they gotta wait till their husband come. Like it's crazy. Like the husband, the women is in different homes. You know, like these little cots. Yeah. But that's not the new age polygamy. The new age, they make it look pretty, like black love with 2 women and 1 man, and ooh, we so in love. Triply. Hey, boo, I agree. Something ain't added up. April said, "What if roles were reversed and multiple men?" Now, that I'm happy you bring that up. Right now, men don't want that. If it ain't women, they don't want it. Like ideally, in their mind, they want 2 women. I don't think a man can accept another man coming into their relationship. Like one, they gonna be like, "Oh, that's gay." I mean, not to say that they have to have sex, because do they have to have sex with each other? Like, do all parties have to be engaged sexually, or can they just live these 2 separate lives? Like, oh, I don't know. Like, this is a lot. It says, April said, "No, ma'am. I was watching that Sister Wives show, and of course, more shows and stuff popped up." Okay, Tripod said, "It would be nice to share the cooking, cleaning, and sexing responsibilities." Okay, now, here's another question. I know I haven't. Let me see. Mad Dog gave a look. Real Estate said, "I saw that. Escaping Polygamy. We should watch that on here." Man, no, for real. That's a crazy show. No, men can't handle it. They cannot handle it. Men ain't going for that. Never. It's always a double standard. No, I don't think it has to be group sex. Wouldn't work for a lesbian such as myself. Real Estate. Why wouldn't it work? So it couldn't be 3 women, like in a relationship. Man, that'd be fighting like cats and dogs. Ooh, child. Could you imagine 3 women together? Like, ooh, that's a lot. Ooh, all the attitudes and hormones, and I can imagine. Now, I was gonna ask, how would it work if it was like, let's say it was 1 man and 2 women, but the man looked like he was giving one woman more attention than the other. Like, would the other one be able to be like jealous? Like, how does that work? Like, you said, "No, man, dealing with 1 woman is enough." Real Estate said, "Oh yeah, multiple women with a woman. Woo, child. Yes." She said, "Menses." Yes, the menses. Yeah, man, I only asked because I don't know. I ain't trying to get too deep in my personal life, but plus, I don't know. I don't know. It just looked like I can't even. It's just a lot. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. And as a friend watching this, it's like I just be wanting to say something, and then I just be like, "But Ebony, it's not your place." But then it's like, "But that's your friend, and you want better for her." Just like, "No, Ebony, it's not your place." So I have to learn how to stay in my lane and mind my business. Let's see. It also depends on how you really feel about the man. If you low key sick of him, the other woman could kind of take him off your hands. That is true. I'm loving this hair color, Chibo. Oh, thank you. I know the light is like really doing it justice, huh? It looked better without that purple stuff. They call this now listen, I've been doing this forever, but TikTok came out with a trend sometime last year, and they called it the skunk stripe. But I always got like a patch right here or this when I'm going through. Not sick of him. No, for real. No, for real. dang, I wanted to bring up this situation I heard about earlier, but I ain't even gonna bring that up because, yeah, I'm not gonna get in that because I wanted to use something as an example because I heard a great example about that, and I didn't. And when I heard it, I'm like, man, you know what? That makes sense. I don't see anything wrong with it if it works for you. I can't too many arrangements. I can't too many arrangements and stuff. Real estate answer, they be getting on my nerves. Yeah, whatever floats folks' boats. I just, like I said, um, I wish I could get into it without getting into it, but I don't know who watching it, so I ain't trying to be all, I love that person, and I really cherish our friendship. But stuff I see, I just don't like, and it really makes me sad when I see the acceptance of such. When it's like you've been waiting all this time to be with this person, and now you got to bring somebody else in to the picture. That sucks. Um, Real estate said, "Baby Cheapo be whining on that game, girl. She not even on the game. She been there watching somebody play Roblox. Like, let me tell y'all about Baby Cheapo. Maybe this is why. Hey, Memphis, how you doing? Salute. I mean, hello, how you doing? I don't really like when people say salute, but Baby Cheapo, listen, poor child. Now, I'm telling y'all, my baby is a real life, I think, baby kid. Like, way different from my son, and I'm asking the Lord to give me patience with this little girl. So y'all know she started school, and I'm so super stoked about it because at first I was crying. The first day I cried, dropping her off to school, I cried all morning. Now I'm like, all right, cool. I got all day from 7 to 5 free of her. So, and I'm so used to having her, So anyhow, I can't wait to take her to school. Now, Friday, I picked her up, and then the teacher's assistant came. She was like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" I'm like, "Oh Lord, here we go." She said, "Yeah, she hit a kid with a crate." A crate? I'm like, Lord Jesus. I know they probably like, what are they teaching this kid? Now, mind y'all, this is my first time being in my baby being in the school. She not used to being around other kids. She don't know how to play with other kids, so her social skills is kind of, you know. So then she also said that I guess the teacher tried to talk to her, and while the teacher was talking to her, my baby was like, "Don't talk to me." Now, I believe them because that's something I would say to her if she do something, and I'd be like, "Taylor, don't talk to me." So she took what I say to her and said it to the teacher. So they put her on timeout. So I get her home. I say, "Hey, this is not acceptable. You cannot hit kids with nothing. Like, don't hit no kids." She says, "This. What did they do to her? She plays well. We saw her at the pool." They put her on timeout. This is normal, cheapo. Sometimes when they are first starting out. Well, I'm praying that God give that daddy hurry up and just smooth on out, smooth the rough edges out, because baby, listen. So when I tell her, you can't be hitting other kids with crates and stuff, she says, "But he took my car, my blue car." And I'm like, "But that's not your car, that's the school's car." "No, it's my car." So she like arguing with me. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. Don't like I said, I told her what the expectations were with behavior, da 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 da. I took the iPad. She couldn't have an iPad all day. So Monday, what was it? Today? Was this today? Yes, today. So yesterday she did good at school. I didn't get no bad report. Today I pick her up. Yeah, it's definitely not her fault. Absolutely not. They tested her gangster. So today I pick her up. They say, "Mom, I need to talk to you." I got a headache. Okay, what does she do now? Not like that, but I didn't say that. I said, okay, yeah, what's going on? Well, Taylor called another kid stupid. Okay, ma'am, I'll talk to her. So I walk her to the car, and I put her in the car, and I'm talking to her, and I'm telling her, Taylor, who child? So I'm driving her home. She like, she said she wanted something. I told her, no, you're not getting that. Like, you were being bad at school. So we get home. I say, Taylor, get your chair. She got her chair. I said, pull it up to me. We need to talk. It was like interrogation. Like, you know how they sit chairs like that? And like y'all looking at each other. And that guy on that movie was like, you know you effed up, right? You know you effed up, right? It was like that. It was like that tense. So I said, Taylor, I was like, you cannot call anybody stupid. That's not nice. Like, would you like somebody to call you stupid? She was like, no. I said, well, you can't go around calling other kids stupid. She says, well, he took my dinosaur. Taylor, you still cannot call no other kid stupid. If somebody takes something from you and you can't get it back, then tell the teacher. Like, I'm trying to think of all kind of ways to help her understand, like, you don't do this, right? So let me tell y'all what she says to me. She says, well, I seen two boys fight. I was like, you saw what? She's like, I seen two kids fight. Now, mind y'all, my baby don't, okay, so she talk, but like, I don't feel like she talking like I feel like she should be talking, right? Like she not like holding conversation wise. Like if I ask her a question, like yeah, she'll answer it. I don't know, but it was just weird to hear her say, yeah, well, it was some kids fighting, and I was like, well, what did you do when they were fighting? She said, I watched them fight. Man, I must have started busting up laughing because just her response was so funny. Like, I was like, what you do when they were fighting? She was like, I watched them fight. And I was like, oh my God. I said, well, fighting is bad, right? You shouldn't fight. And I was like, I'm going through it with this child, y'all. The second one is testing my gangster. April said, my cousin going through it with her 4-year-old. He was acting out and cursing. Favorite word is the F-bomb. He already kicked out of school the first week. It's normal. My children did it. Listen, I'm waiting on them to tell me she done said what the heck. Because she got that from me too. Now, I'm going to take that. She will be on her game and be like, what the heck? So I'm just waiting on them to say that because I know that's coming next. Real estate says she's advanced. You gotta have to talk with her about dealing with kids without manners and how to react to them. Yeah. My daughter be acting like she ain't got no manners though, real estate. Like she thinks she could just walk up to kids and like take their toy. Like, and then my baby is big and tall, so like she be trying to like gangster little kids. April, those kids be bad as F. Oh my God. Real estate, they are unruly. Do you understand? My son wasn't like that. Like, I didn't have these problems. I hope it gets better for y'all, Cheapo. It can be rough sometimes starting out. Baby Cheapo is smart and I believe she can adjust. I'm praying. I was praying this morning. I was asking God to just cover her. And like for real, like man, I really was praying. I started praying this morning over her, and I was just like, oh, and then they told me she needs a speech therapist. Unruly is putting it in a nice way. And they told me my baby need a speech therapist. So y'all know I got like a list because I talk with my tongue, right? So I guess, you know, she enunciates certain words wrong. Like instead of saying I love you, she'll say like I love you. So they asked was it okay for her to talk to a speech therapist, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, um, I think my only problem with this school is that I can't go into school. Tripod said when my daughter was young like that, I told her about Santa. Don't you know she went to school and told everyone that had the kids crying? T said, well, you definitely don't want her to be too soft and get taken advantage of. That is true. It's hard keeping a balance. These new kids are ruthless. They are ruthless. I took my baby to go play one time at the park, and they told her they didn't want to play with her because she was fat. They're like, we don't want to play with your fat, chubby self. Now, first off, before that happened, she went over there and she tried to play with them, and they ran away from her. So she came to me crying, and she was like, oh, nobody likes me. She always say this, okay? I'm like, Taylor, everybody likes you. Well, I didn't say everybody likes you at that time. When she said here, like if she get in trouble here, her way of like trying to make you feel bad is nobody likes me. I'm like, we love you. Like, you know, to try to like debunk that. But when the kids did it, I was like, well, go back and try again to play with her. So play with them. So she went to go try to play with the kids or whatever. And the kids ran from her and was like, don't nobody want to play with your fat, chubby self. So I forgot they was kids. I was like, don't you be talking to my baby like that. I was like, Taylor, come on, let's go. Now, mind you, we in the hood. We in my hood, like at my hood park. So, you know, like the kids that were there was a little rambunctious, you know. So I took Taylor and we went to another park. But, you know, I can't, like, we can't run every time a situation occurs. She gonna have to learn how to deal with these kids. Because they are ruthless. They can be ruthless. And you know where they get it from? They get it from their parents. I think it starts with parents. It starts in the home, man. When the parents be bullies and stuff, they kids be becoming bullies. That's all that is. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. I done see my baby play with all different nationalities, you know, and it just be so beautiful because it be looking so innocent. Like, you know, like I think like when it comes to racism and all of that, that's a learned behavior. Like these kids don't know nothing about that. They just want to play. Let's see. Mad Dog said mine needed speech therapy too is beneficial. Yeah, that's why I went ahead and told her go ahead. That's fine. Uh, a parent confronted me about not appreciating her. Oh, they was mad because your daughter, your kid went telling the whole school, the whole class that there was no such thing as Santa. Whoo, child. Have her read to you and repeat after you. Okay. Um, April says she'll definitely adjust. What you mean you can't go into school? Okay, so I don't know what it is. It's like a rule because of COVID, and I'm like trying to understand. Like, is it just y'all school that's saying that I was gonna say niggas? Is it y'all school that's saying that people can't go into school, or is this like a district thing? Because like that worries me a little bit. Like I know the principal, so you know that takes a little edge off. You get what I'm saying? Um, but like even in the morning, like one time I dropped my baby off and it was a man, like they got this man that worked there, like this young man or whatever. And he came to the door and he told Taylor, like, oh, I like your shoes. She's like, I like your shirt. Or she, you know, she said something like, you know, because my baby will compliment you. But I signed her in. Like you have to sign your kid in at the door. But they won't let you go inside the school. Like I ain't never been inside school before. So literally, when the guy was like, "Come on, like let me take you to your class," and I'm like, "Oh man, I like got uneasy because you know, like I feel like I'm my baby's protector, you know." So I'm all looking through the window like I'm all looking through the glass door like this, like to make sure. So then I seen this lady meet them, and then she took my baby, and I'm like, okay, now I can leave or whatever, you know. But they supposed to have a back to school night where you know you could come in person. So you know I'll be able to get to meet her teacher. I ain't met no teachers. I don't. Girl, listen, yes, COVID just done messed everything up. And I guess, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all a story, all right? I was gonna wait for my story time, but y'all, since y'all in here, I give it to y'all like real eat. Like I guess, um, I wanted to do a video on it, you know, but you know, like I said, y'all are here. If I do a video, then y'all already heard it. And I guess I'm so uneasy about it because I know what it's like to be taken advantage of in school. Um, and I was in a Christian school. I mean, not that that matters, you know. Um, Not trying to throw shade at the whole Christianity, none of that, you know, because I never try to bring shame on you know what I believe in. But this is what happened, right? And so I was in middle school or whatever, and I had this biggest crush on my teacher, and oh, he was fine, and I'm sorry, I keep getting text messages from Taylor's dad, and so yeah, he was fine or whatever, and I had this crush on him. I was like, what, 12, going on 13 maybe, and I was in the 8th grade, and you know, I don't really remember how it all started. You know, like I think I used to do like I don't really remember how it started, but you know, all I remember him was pulling me to the side and saying something to me that was like I don't even remember what he said, like, but after that conversation, like things changed. Like I don't know, like it was crazy. And he was probably like maybe like 8, 9, 10 years older than me, maybe. I don't even know how he was the teacher. I don't even know. He was like in his 20s, right? And I was 12. Yeah, 12. And he used to rub on my legs and stuff and, you know, do stuff that was not appropriate, especially at a school, like, you know, and so I did some things and I probably won't go into those details. Um, but some things occurred. Um, that was my first time giving head. You know, just like, not like that, but it was my first time. Uh, I'm saying we did some things. We just never actually had sex, right? Like, um, and so like I was like so in love with this man, like it was crazy, you know. And at the time, you know, you don't think like, oh, I'm being taken advantage of. You know, like I'm naive. Like this man don't love me. Like we all on the phone all night. Like I'm sneaking on the phone, like talking to him. Like I would page him because that's what pagers was popping. And I would page him, and he would call me or whatever. Like this was like low key my first love or whatever. And how screwed up is that for your first love to be, you know, a situation like that or whatever? Um, but like when I started the 9th grade, I remember us having this conversation. And he was like, "Oh, you know," and he low key had mind control over me. I was like gung ho over this man. And I'm not reading y'all comments right now. Um. Oh wait, let's backtrack. So in the 8th grade, we had this because I was graduating. We had this ceremony or whatever where you like got awards and all of this stuff or whatever. And so he was passing out awards, and each award he passed out, he kind of said something about each kid. My class was kind of small, so it wasn't that many kids he had to say nothing about. And so when he got to me, now mind you, my whole family is there, you know. He said some stuff like, honestly, I don't even remember it, like what he said, but my family remembered it. And when we got in the car, all I remember my grandmother saying was, "What that nigga talking about? He be thinking about you when he go home." And I'm like, "Huh?" Like, I swear I don't remember him saying that. Like, and I don't even know if he was conscious or I don't even know why he said that. You know? And so I'm sitting there like, I don't know. Like, you know, like trying to act like I don't know that, you know, this man is doing these things to me. Well, you know, I'm engaging in it, but you know, whatever. And so, you know, my mom, my family, they didn't find out about this till I was long and grown or whatever. Cause you know, I kept that to myself, like from them. Like my best friends, they knew about it or whatever, but outside of that, nah. Rectangle thing? What rectangle thing? The little button. What little button? The little thing that I didn't play. You know, no, but it's time to go night night because you have to get up in the morning. So go back and get in the bed and turn that light off. What? Okay, 1. See, I gotta count like the little white people. Okay. So anyway, so when I went to the 9th grade or whatever, I remember him saying like, "Oh, you know, you're not gonna want me anymore. Like, you're gonna be around all these guys and blah blah blah." Long story short, we fell out of contact, and I was so depressed. I guess I wasn't depressed. I was so sad, and I was listening to all these slow songs and crying. That's back when you know Genuine. I think that's why I like Genuine music so much. No. Donnell Jones had that. Have you seen her? Not no. That's not the right one. But he had a song called "Have You Seen Her?" And there was one song in there. Something about giving your love, but only half the time. Man, I used to play that song. I would be singing it to the top of my lungs in my room at like 13. So, anyways, we lost contact or whatever, and I ended up being in what 10th grade, going to the 11th grade, y'all. Like, wait, let me read some of these comments. Hold on. Oh no, I don't like when kids are mean and bully. If you correct her every time, she will adjust, but definitely really want help. Yep, cheapo, welcome in, not ruin Santa. Oh heck no, you can't go in there. There's no other option. Nope. See, I can handle that. I have to have access at all times. That'll make me uneasy as well, sis. Yes. They gave me this app where they take pictures and send it to you, but they don't upload on that much. Okay. Oh my God. What side? Oh no. Predator. Did you tell anyone? Oh no, cheapo. Okay. So, so like I said, that's why I learned how to do that. You know, he ended up, you know, like the last week of school, he had said like, "Oh, you haven't even let me touch it or taste it or something like that." He said, and I don't know. Listen, let me tell y'all. One time we was in the classroom alone. Like he had dismissed everybody to go to lunch, and I was under the table and I was doing that or whatever. And uh, somebody came in there, so I'm under the table while he having a whole conversation with somebody. Man, it was crazy. Like it was crazy. I ain't even gonna hold you. I thought we was about to get caught that day, but we didn't. Anyways, so the last week of school, he ended up like, he was in the classroom one time and the lights was off, and I don't know why the lights was off, but anyways, he ended up, you know, doing the whole finger penetration thing or whatever. But that was it, not sex. So I ended up running into this girl in high school that knew him, and so I was like, "What the heck?" She had went to the school I went to, and so I was like, "Oh, you know, hey, you still in contact with so and so?" And she was like, yeah, he was just over to our house, you know, woo. And I'm like, what? So I couldn't even concentrate at school, y'all, like, because I really was in love with this man. I couldn't concentrate in school that day because, like, all my mind was like, dang, I got to get this man's number. So the next day, I was on a hunt to find this girl. Like, it was like all these kids at school, but I was determined to find this girl to get this man's number. So I ended up running into her, and before I had a whole speech of like trying to get the man number. I didn't even have to say my speech. Like she was like, "Oh, Wooty Woo said to give you his number," and I'm like, "All right, cool." So she gave me his number, and I was just like super stoked. Like, dang, like I'm, I got it, reintroduce, whatever. So we ended up talking, and having a conversation or whatever. And long story short, um, yeah, we planned on meeting each other. So I did school. I didn't go to school. He came and picked me up and he took me back to his house, right? Now, I'm still young, so I'm in this situation that I know nothing about, nothing about. And so he took me to his apartment or whatever. And he was like, all right, look, this is the apartment number. And, basically he gave me instructions. So long story short, that he lived with a whole woman. Like he was in a whole relationship. So I'm assuming he must have picked her up. Like when I was going up or going to the door, she was coming out so he could take her to work. Now, mind you, I didn't know all this, all right? I'm just following the instructions. And, I'm still young, so I'm naive. So I go up to the house, the apartment or whatever. And like he said, he told me to wait a few minutes and go in. I said, oh my God, it's getting worse. So I go in or whatever. And, I'm just sitting around and I'm just looking around or whatever. And I'm so nosy. Like, if I remember correctly, like, I was like, oh, looking at the mail and stuff, I don't think I don't remember no pictures. But I knew it was something that gave me an inkling that it was that a woman lived there. But hey, like at that point, I was already there. Like, what was I gonna do? Like, I didn't even know where I was at. Like, I couldn't even remember where we were. Like, that's how crazy the situation was. Like if he would have told me to get out, like I probably would not have known how to get home. I probably didn't have no money to get home. Like, yes. So, anyways, he ended up coming back home or whatever, coming back to his apartment, and honestly, like for it to be a moment that I waited for or longed for, I really don't remember it that well. I remember we were there, we was kicking it, and we was watching movies maybe or something. And he got a phone call that something about he had to go somewhere. So I watched him get dressed. I'm like giving this whole story time. That's terrible. I'm sorry that happened to you, Chico. He took advantage of you. Yes, he did. So he got dressed, and he put on all black, and he smelled so amazing. And he was like, "I gotta go do something. I'll be right back." So he went and did that, and I stayed there again by myself. Like, and I really don't remember what I did to occupy my time while I was there at this man's house by myself. Like, it's not like I had a cell phone like this. Like, cause back then, we had chirps and stuff. So, it wasn't really no internet or nothing. So anyways, when he came back, all right, this is where the juicy come in. This is the day I lost my virginity, right? And again, I don't remember at all. Like, it wasn't like I was drinking. We weren't doing. I don't remember us drinking or anything. Like, I don't remember doing anything that would cause me to like not remember. Like, how do you not remember your first time? Like, I remember it, but so this is the thing that I remember. He put on that song, and till this day, like the song does something to me. And then I know it sounds sick, right? But that song As Yet. Wait, no. The group is called As Yet, but the song is called Last Night. So that's the song because music was playing, but that's the particular song at that moment when it happened. That was the song that was playing. So, all throughout my like teenage years, that song like really meant something to me. He might have gave you something in your drink. I never thought about that. But I don't remember feeling like weird or nothing. Like I don't remember being like out of it, like not in my right mind or anything. Um, I remember the song playing. I remember we got it in, and I remember it hurting, and I remember it just being not what I expected it to be. Right? I'm probably because I was scared. I didn't know what I was doing. Like like it was like, well, whatever. So after that happened or whatever, like, we kept in contact for a little while. Then I think he went to jail or something. Like, I don't know. We lost contact. I think he went to jail, and your brain blocks many details of traumatic experiences. That is true. That is true, Triply. That is definitely true. I learned that in a workshop. You smart. Yeah, girl, that is true. But it wasn't traumatic though. I don't see it as being traumatic. So I don't know. I really don't see it as now. I remember every detail as a kid, but that particular moment, I like. Mm. But how old were you and how old was he? I'm sorry, I missed the beginning. Well, when we first started initially messing around, I was 12 and he was like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. He was like 20, 21. And he was like the teacher at my school. So we was messing around at school. Now, I say all this to say why I be uneasy, with my daughter, and how I can't go into her school. So, yeah. So anyway, so we ended up losing contact again because I guess he went to jail or something. And that time I didn't hear from him for a long time. Long time. And I always thought about, like the older I got and then the more experience I got sexually, in my mind, it was like, dang, I wish I could run into him so I could put it on him. Like, this is what my mind, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. In my mind, that makes a whole lot of sense. In my mind, I'm like, man, I wish I could just run into him one more time. Like, I put it on him. Like, that was the thought process. So that opportunity presented itself. Okay, by this time I'm grown, got my own car, got my own place, everything. Got yeah, I had a kid. I had a kid, Rashad. Um, but let me tell y'all what happened. I had just turned my life over to the Lord. So, and don't get me wrong, I've always been in church. I grew up in church. Like, church was my life. But at the age of like 20, maybe 22, 23, I committed my life to God. And like, I was like at church every day, all day, 24/7. Like, Bible study, choir rehearsal, that choir, this studies. I was there all the time. Because that's how, like, I never get my friends was teasing me because I had Jesus on my screensaver carrying the cross. And they was like, what the heck? Like, they was laughing at me or whatever, but whatever. So I say all that to say that the opportunity presented itself again when I, had just turned my life over to the Lord. Like, oh, I was on fire for Christ, young, going to different churches, 330 programs, all that, or whatever. And so I got on the phone with him. I don't even remember how. I got on the phone with him, and hold on, y'all. Can y'all hear me still? Hold on. Can y'all still hear me? Okay. So, so I got in touch with him or whatever. We talked on the phone. You know, he was telling me, "Oh, I miss you. Oh, this. Oh, that." And so it was like, "All right, cool. Well, you know," he was like, "Why don't you come see me?" And I'm like, "Okay." You know, and I'm in my mind. I'm like, "Dang, I waited for this moment. Like I've been waiting for this moment." And but I was conflicted because I'm like, I know this is wrong, you know, and then at this time I know he got a woman, so like, you know, I'm like, oh, this is wrong, you know, this is wrong. But like the love that I have for him, and this was like this twisted love, the love that I have for him, like I was like, bump that. I don't care. Oh, I don't care about old girl. I just want to get it in type of thing. And so I drove that. He was like out, like probably like an hour away, and I drove to his house one morning, and I had let him know like, hey, I'm outside, and he was like, all right, I'm about to come down and get you. But I started feeling convicted in my spirit and in my heart. Like I was like, Ebony, this is not right. Like, you know, this is not right. And I left. I left, I drove off, and he was so mad. Oh, he was mad. Like, he was mad. Like, we stopped talking. He was mad. And I went back to my city, and I went to go have breakfast by myself at Denny's, right? And I'm just eating, and I like just was so happy. I was so happy because I felt like I had such a stronghold over me when it came to him that like I was willing to do anything, you know, and that's dangerous when a person has that much of a stronghold over you to the point where like they can control you or you know control like yeah. So I felt like I felt like I had been delivered, if that's a great word to say, I felt like I had been delivered from those emotions and those ties to him that were not healthy, Um, and yeah, I was real happy. I felt so good about that decision that I made. And then fast forward until today, like I still keep in contact with him or whatever. Um, Like I don't try to make no attempts to go see him or anything, but I'll check in from time to time and just be like, hey, hope all is well. Because at last I heard he was sick and stuff. So um, yeah, real estate said I understand that's good, cheapo. Yeah, man. So I just shared a little intimate part of my just of my life. Um, Something that I went through that I wouldn't wish anybody had to go through. But and the sad part is it happened all the time, circumstances and situations or whatever. And I think that's why now that I have a little girl, you said, do I still have feelings for him? You want me to be honest with you? Like, what kind of feelings? Like, oh, I want to get with him type of feelings? No. I care about him. Like, I care about him, but not to where, like, oh, I want him or anything. Not like that. I wouldn't trust him like around my kid. You get what I'm saying? Like, do you think you was really in love with him now that you're older? I don't think it was in love. I think it was like I don't know the right words to say. Like I just think I was just the little puppy love. Hell, I don't know. I don't think it was real. It wasn't real love though. And all the times he was telling me he loved me, I think that was just a way of him control, like manipulating me, to get me to do things, that I probably would not have done. Um, like phone sex and all that stuff. Like, I mean, we pretty much did everything. That was my first at everything. Kissing, everything. Everything. Well, not everything, but the majority of everything. Are you angry with him for what he did? Did he apologize? I'm not angry, no. Um, I think what made me angry, or I don't even know if it would be angry, but like one of my good friends, like she knew the situation, right? Because I talked to my friends when we were younger, so they knew the ins and outs of what was going on, and they held my secret too. But later on down the line, when we got older, she revealed to me that he used to rub on her legs too. It just never went as far as it did with me. And so, I was like, what? Like, why you didn't tell me that? Like, why you wait till we like damn near in our 30s to tell somebody something like that? Like, I think I felt some kind of way about that. So, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe I need to, you know what? Maybe I need to explore this with my therapist. Because that's a very great question. That's a very great question. And did he ever apologize for the taking it? I don't think not necessarily the taking advantage part. No, because he in his mind he probably didn't think it was taking advantage of me. You have talks with your daughter about inappropriate touches. You know what? So I so like with her being the age she is now, like I kind of like prep her to not prep her, but like, hey, this, don't, yeah, kind of sort of like nobody's supposed to touch this. But it's so hard to have that conversation. Like, I don't know, man. That's why having a little girl, man, is just it's beyond me. Because I feel like I'm supposed to protect her from everything, and I would hate for anything to happen to her. Um, but I'm definitely gonna have those hard conversations with her, to kind of say like, well, Taylor, hey, don't let nobody touch right here. Or if they touch you, like, let mommy know, you know. And when I was younger, my mom would have those conversations with me, like, and I would look at her like she would ask me questions like, "Oh, has your dad ever did this?" And I would be like, "What?" Like, I would get so mad at my mom because she would ask me questions about that, and I was like, "No, my daddy ain't ever did nothing to me. What the heck?" And my mom was so strict, like to the point where like we lived in this one bedroom apartment. So I don't know what happened with her, like, or what she seen that made her uh so I don't know. But yeah, so we lived in this one bedroom apartment, and like she would she would lock the bedroom door, and my dad would have to sleep in the living room. And as a kid, I'm looking at this and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, it was crazy, and she was just trying her hardest to keep me protected, and when you send your kids out into the world, you want to be the one to protect them, but sometimes things happen, and it ended up happening to me. Um, as a woman, we all have liked or got with an older man. When I was 16, my boyfriend, baby father, was 24. Well, yeah, 16. I mean, see, at 16, I was dating older men too. Like, I don't know what it was about older men, but at 12, like 12, I was a baby still, like, I was, yeah, I shouldn't even been thinking about that kind of stuff, you know? And I was a tomboy. Like, I played basketball. Like, I wore headbands, all kinds of stuff. And I guess that's another reason why I'm like, like, dang, like, even with me like this, like, he likes me, like, that was probably my thought process as a kid too. Uh, yes, April conversations I like. April Jones, this is an interesting topic, and lots of women went through something like this. Yes, lots of women have gone through some stuff like this, and they be embarrassed to talk about it or whatever. It was kind of hard for me to even share that. Yeah. Can I have some juice? Some juice? I don't think we have juice. You want some water? Water. Here. I don't need. Okay, well, go lay down. It's definitely a hard topic to talk about, when you're the one that has experienced it. Um, um, but a lot of people experience it, sadly, and then it do be people's relatives, and I was so lax with my son, but shoot, people touch little boys too. I mean, I think that's how I started. No, you can't eat them sit in that chair right there. Uh, that's how I started watching one of the other content creators, because he was telling his story of how, you know, things happen to him. And so it's not just women or little girls that's getting inappropriately touched, but Taylor, but boys too. But, you know, they get overlooked often. Oh, I forgot I could do this. My bad, y'all. I'm just reading the comments. I ain't putting them up there. Let's see. I used to tell them all the time and how important it is to tell me right away. Yes. Yep. Trying to protect you. Oh, yeah, T. And some are very unfortunate. I myself had a traumatic experience with an older man. They tell us what we want to hear at those tender ages. Yeah, that is true. Right. You can't be there all the time. They have to figure it out on their own. As a parent, that can be frightening. Yeah, it's very frightening. April Jones said exactly, sad but true. Real estate says she speaks well, cheapo. She does. My baby really speaks very well. So hopefully, they don't have to work with her too much when it comes to the speech class. But yeah, so that was a little story time. You know, help you learn a little bit about me and my experiences in life. And we go through things, you know, and I don't believe we go through them for nothing. You know, I share my experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly, so that other people too can know, like, hey, one, I'm not the only one that had to deal with this, or hey, if she's able to get through it, I could get through it too. You know, yeah. Okay, so basically we all effed up there. Thanks a lot. Bye. Oh my God. Listen, man, I'm telling you, I was fast. After that happened, man, I had this one boyfriend. He was like, I was a singer. And I'm telling you, y'all remember the party line? Hold on, let me close the refrigerator. Hold on. My baby just go in the refrigerator and leave the dang refrigerator open. Taylor! And I told her she couldn't eat. Okay. So yeah, man, I had this oh, and he was fine too. He was real fine. I'm trying to remember where I met him at. I don't think it was the party line. But the party line used to be cracking. That's where we met all the old men. But yeah, this guy was white and black. And let me see, we're good. God is a healer. He is definitely a healer. I believe acknowledgement is important. Tripod, I was dropping tears. Thanks for the laugh. Bye. Yes, I remember the party line. The party line was lit. Um, this YouTube reminded me of the party line. Because on the party line, they used to be on there fighting and stuff and arguing all the time. Then you had the people that was trying to hook up and they be like, what's your age, sex, and location? Child, we were going to see dudes in jail with fake IDs. Oh man, like listen, I ain't do all that now. But yeah, I had this one older man. He wasn't too much older, but he didn't. I told him I was 17, about to turn 18. I lied, and he had took me to the movies, and I had told my mama I lied to my mama, and I told her I was with one of my best friends because I was always with them. And so my best friend was texting me like, "Hey, your somebody was calling her mama or trying to see where I was at," and I'm like, "Don't answer it, don't answer it," you know. And so I'm at the movies with this dude. We sitting in the car waiting on the movie to start, and I don't even know why I showed him my ID. I was showing him my birthday. I don't even remember. But when he seen it, like his whole demeanor changed, and I'm like, "What's good?" And he was like, "You lied to me," and I'm like, "Huh?" He was like, "You told me you was this age, and you was really that age." I was like, "Oh shoot, yeah, I did lie." And so that didn't stop nothing. He uh he yeah, he had a kid and everything. And like I said, he was mixed with black and white. So when the first time I went to his house, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm in white people's houses." Like, in my mind, I'm like, because all I seen was white people. Like, I'm so used to seeing black families on black families on the pictures and stuff. But when I went into the house, I'm like, "Oh my God, what if they come out and see me up in here and then they get mad?" You know, this is where my mind was taking me. I'm thinking the folks was gonna be racist and stuff. But yeah, I ended up like breaking up with him because he was crazy. Like when we talk about stalking, listen, I didn't want to talk to him no more because he was becoming like too much. And I remember he was blowing my phone up, blowing my phone up. I used to work at Rite Aid when I was a senior. And so one night I was like cleaning the store up because I used to scoop ice cream. He came and brought his daughter and got ice cream, so I had to serve them ice cream or whatever. It was so irritating because I think I was like over it, you know. So, anyways, I just so happened to be cleaning the store closed, and I'm cleaning the ice cream department, and I look out the dang window, and I see him in his car looking, and I'm like, I felt so uncomfortable. Like, dude, why is this guy out here? Like, because he asked me, did I want him to take me home? And I was like, my mom is coming to pick me up. Because, you know, I was still 17. I was like, nah, I got to ride. My mom is coming. And I don't know if he didn't believe me. I don't know. But he was sitting there watching me work. And then he watched me get in the car with my mother. And then he left. Needless to say, I stopped talking to him. Because that was weird. That was really weird. Real estate say it ain't so. Not the jail visits. Woo, child. Now I had a pen pal. Almost effed around and told my business. It'd be like that. April, we took pen pals to another level. When my dad saw those collect calls, we got our ass whooped. Not pen pals. Triply. Chat is always out of control. See, I let my auntie and god sister accept the calls and talk to their friends. Child, I was smart on that end. Child, he was like, yes, he was like that. I ain't never really dealt with nobody in jail. Um, my son's dad did go to jail when we was together to the county for like a week or so. And all I remember, do y'all remember them light up belts? Like the belts that you could like program to say stuff and then it like go across the belt, it keeps going across the belt. So anyways, I had bought this light up belt and it had said free my baby daddy name. I was so ghetto. Oh my God. Like the stuff you do. The stuff you do for love. But yeah, man. Definitely I got stories, man. Like for real, for real. I'm my well, probably both my baby daddies to follow my, subscribe to my channel. But my son's dad, he be watching my videos. I should have him watch one time, and I should tell y'all about the time I found him in the bed with somebody. That was crazy. That was epic. That's a story for another time. April, I just kept hiding the bill. So foolish. Girl, that week or so was just a break. Wait till baby Cheapo get to it. Listen, I be worried about my daughter doing the things I did. So far, so good, I think, because, you never know with these kids. Did anyone ever do an emergency breakthrough? Oh my God. I thought people didn't remember about those things. Listen, my grandmother, because we didn't have call waiting. My mama didn't have call waiting. So if you called me and I was on the phone, which 9 times out of 10, we was always on the house phones, then you was going to get a busy signal. So my grandmother would like call while I'm on the phone, and it'd be like, can you release the line or something like that and they would say her name, and I would be like, okay. Well, you like Q in my bed. Now listen, it wasn't in my bed, all right? I ain't never had that experience where somebody was in my bed. But what happened was, I guess I could say it right now. Let me see. I would have been wiggling my toes. Just kidding. What's that? Tripod. I never ever heard of that before. You could do that back in the days. You could. I don't know if they still do it now, but you could call the operator and be like, you want to do an emergency call. And the operator would come on your phone call and say, hey, you got an emergency call. Can you release the line for so-and-so? My grandmother would pay that money to get me to release the call. But yeah, Q, she was all the way in Africa when that happened to her child. I was around the corner. I wasn't around the corner, but he was like, oh, I'm going to go to this party. And, I had my baby. So, I'm at home. I still live with my mama at the time. And, he was saying all the sweet nothing. Like, you don't have to worry. It's me and you. Da, 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 da. So, you know how women, we have these, what do you call it? Intuitions. I called his phone. He didn't answer. All right, cool. You don't answer. All right. Wake up the next morning. Hey, Ma, I got to take my good friend to work. That was my excuse, y'all. Can you watch the baby? Because he was a baby. And so she watched the baby, and I jumped in the car, and I'm smashed into his old boy house, my baby daddy. Smashed to his house or whatever. For whatever reason, I don't know why the door was unlocked. I don't know why the back door was unlocked. I have the slightest idea, but it was unlocked. So I went inside the house. He it was a whole bunch of folks that lived there with his family. So I went inside the house or whatever, and this is how ghetto it was. Instead of a doorknob, it was just a hole where the doorknob goes. So the door was pushed up, but you could see through the hole. So I look, and I'm like, yo, I see 2 faces. Now, mind you, my baby daddy, they laying on an air mattress. Ain't even on a real bed. They on an air mattress. So I pushed the door open, and I'm like, dang, they sleep, Yes. I'm like, oh my God. So the first thought was, yo, go get this knife out the kitchen and just go ham, right? That was my first thought. I ain't gonna hold y'all. But a still voice said, no, you got a baby. You got something to live for. Don't get the knife. Just go crazy. So that's what I did. I just started screaming and hooping and hollering. Like, what the? Who is this? Blah, 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 blah. And they both woke up like it was crazy. Like they couldn't believe. Like they like, am I dreaming? I got to trying to throw TVs around, all kind of stuff, because like I was hurt, my feelings was hurt. So the girl, I'm like, how long y'all been messing around? How did you get in the house? I told you the door was unlocked. Why the back door was unlocked, I never know to this day. But the back door was unlocked, and I just literally walked in. So I don't know. But so I asked the girl, I'm like, how long y'all been messing around? And she was like, oh, I just met him last night. So he must have brought her home from the party or whatever. And then I called her a nasty HOE. And then I start going after him. So we, by this time, I done woke up everybody in the house. His uncle, his cousins, everybody didn't woke up in this house because I'm in a frenzy. So the girl putting on her clothes or whatever, I ain't even going after her because at the end of the day, it was his fault, So we I don't know how we ended up outside, but we was outside about to fight, and I remember he tried, like, I think I seen him like take his hand back like he was about to swing at me. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I think I could take a body shot. I think I could take a body shot better than getting hit in my face. So I fell on the ground and covered my face up, right? And so he didn't hit me. He swung in the air, I guess to intimidate me. But yeah, I got in my car and I drove home and I cried, and he called, and then we was back together. Dumb. The last straw with that person was he was messing with one of my friends, man. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. And listen, when I found out, I had somebody drive me to his house because I didn't have a car at that time. I think it had got impounded or something. Drove me to his house. He didn't know that I was listening to their whole conversation because the old girl put me on the phone on three-way. Why are y'all? I'm gonna lie. Why you wasn't in class on your third and fourth period?
Who wasn't in class?
First off, lower your voice. I got an email saying that you was not in class third and fourth period. You were absent.
Third period, I really took a quiz.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk to your teachers tomorrow. Okay. How was work? Anyways, I'm on live. I'm talking about your daddy. Bye.
Oh, you don't believe this man. This man is on live, right?
Who?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah, so I called him. I FaceTime while he was live, and then he'll answer the phone if he still was on the live.
Y'all heard that? Well, I kind of did you like that too. I was on live and you called, and then instead I texted you and said the door was open. I still responded. Yeah. He said he tried to call his daddy while his daddy was on live Instagram, and he declined his call and then stayed on live, and he ain't said nothing back. They trifling. All right, go ahead. I'm talking. Bye. Go turn that light off. So anyway, let me tell y'all the ending of the story, and then I'm gonna leave because I need to put my baby to sleep. But listen, the friend say, well, if you want to know the real, call me. I called her because he was playing games. This back when Sidekick was popping, and remember you could be on AOL Messenger and you could put your away messages and all that. So she would like low key be subbing me and stuff on her away message. So she was like, oh, because I went to go fight her and everything. So, but she was scared she wouldn't come outside the house. But yeah, so she said, call me. I'll let you hear it. So I called her. I'm on three-way listening. He all talking to her or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. I started putting my clothes on. Let's go. We about to get up out of here. I had somebody drive me over there. So when I walk up, he comes to the door. He thinking everything is copacetic. He opens the door like, hey, like about to like hug me. Man, I just took off. Boop, 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 boop. Now, hold on. Come here. If I'm lying, I'm flying. What is the story that your daddy family always tell you about when you go over there?
Oh, how you two-piece them?
How I two-piece them. All right, go back in your room. I forgot it's only 11 p.m. there. Yes, it's 11. He just got home from work. But yes. So, his family still remembered that I two-pieced him. I think it was more than a two-piece, but he stumbled.
I didn't text her nothing else. That's all I texted her.
Who was that?
That's the girl in my class.
Didn't we take a test in third period today? I'm still gonna talk to your teacher.
Okay.
But anyway, yes. So once I hit him, right, he starts stumbling into the living room. That's why his family, they heard him stumbling. They came out running, trying to see what happened. Yes. Don't play with me. So that was the straw that broke the camel's back with me and Rashad's dad. I prayed to God, asking God to please. This is how this brings me to where I am today, right? I prayed and I asked God. I'll never forget. I was in the shower crying, heartbroken, and I asked God. I said, God, if you would heal my heart, if you would put me in a place where I'm whole, like I'll never look back, right? Meaning I'll never go back to him. I'll never fall for the okie doke, like all of that. And when I tell you that God kept his promise, I kept mine. And, from that moment, that kind of like drove me to go to church. I mean, I went to church already, but it had me really listening to the word. And every Sunday, I felt like the preacher was talking to me. So one Sunday, I just got up and I went and joined church again and got rebaptized. Because I got baptized as a kid. And I knew what I was doing, but not fully, the full extent of what, So, yeah, that's what happened with him. And so, now, my son would be like, oh, you and my dad could get back together. No, we can't, son. No, I made a promise to God. And I don't even look at him like that no more. God took that away quickly. Thank you, Lord. And he got gold teeth. Yeah. Let's see. It's so hard to have sex on an air mattress. And my dumb ASS was back there on the air mattress the next week. I was mad for a week and went right back. Dumb, 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 dumb. She must have been a professional. Oh, well, not scared to come outside. I'm not scared to come outside, baby. I forgot it's only... they lying on their back, man. He was in class. They lying on that black man. He was in class. Amen. He always talking about amen, y'all. Try quiet. Always trying to keep a good brother down. My son would love you, real estate. He would definitely love you because you sound like you would co-sign everything he throw at me. The air mattress have velvet. Yeah, I think so. Yep. Where the little top had that little. Yep. And it didn't keep air in it. Trifling. Anyway, yep. So I done gave enough of my business for tonight. They are hard. I remember my first heartbreak. I thought I wasn't gonna ever recover. Hey, look. Woo, I'm telling you, man. Listen, when it comes to heartbreak, that is no joke. The motion be off them on them air mattresses. You and these air mattresses. Oh my God. T, I definitely agree with you. You know what? I recover from that one. Right now, I'm recovering from the heartbreak that I'm dealing with, from baby Chico dad. The fact that, we was engaged and, I seen a future with this person. I thought, he did too. That's why he proposed, right? But, Yeah, that wasn't the case. So, I had to get a therapist for this one though. The other one I did on my own. This one I needed some help. Lord, I needed some help. But she has definitely been helping me to stay in my lane. And cause I ain't gonna lie, the other day I was listening to that Brandy song, Have You Ever Loved Someone So Bad You Can't Sleep at Night? It had me ready to text that man. I was about to text him like, I miss you. I want my family back. But I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. Slow leaking. Yep, that air be slow leaking. We be on plastic on the floor. Well, you got an air mattress right now, girl? Start off hard, end up stretched, and definitely need an air. Oh my God. Be encouraged, Chipo. You're beautiful inside out. Thank you so much. Patch that sucker and keep on going. Oh my God. Y'all funny. Oh, y'all funny. Oh, y'all funny. Y'all funny. But I definitely enjoyed this little talk. You gotta tell us what happened on another story time if you want. Listen, I got a lot of stories, man. I definitely come back with another story time because my life has been. I haven't had no bad life. Don't get me wrong, but I done went through some things. Um, definitely went through some things. You gotta tell us. Okay, now I will say this, and as I end out, so so like I said, I'm working through my emotions with my breakup. We broke up January, so what is it? It'll be 9 months come September. And so um, Taylor's first day at school, he showed up, and it was so awkward, like, to be there. And, I was happy he was there, to share that time or that moment with her. But it was so awkward, like he came up and it's just like, okay, like, what do I do? Like, I'm trying to keep my emotions at bay or whatever. And, like, I could cry right now. But, so, uh, so yeah, so I'm looking at him hug Taylor or whatever, and uh, like he taking pictures, I'm taking pictures, but I'm trying to like make sure I don't take pictures of him, like he ain't trying to get me in the pictures. It was just so awkward because I'm used to like just this family thing or whatever, and so, after we got her in school or whatnot, then it was like, okay, this is awkward too. Cause like, okay, well, we both walk into our cars and it's like, all right, And so I got in the car and I was just like so sad. And so I called my mama and I was talking to her or whatever. And, and I told her like, I guess she heard the sadness in my voice. And, I was like, oh yeah, Wooty Woo came, and she's like, what he come for? And I'm like, what you mean what he come for? That's his baby. Like, hey, my mama is no joke, man. She is no joke, period. But I was like, she's like, did he try to get back with you? And I'm like, no, mama, like that was never a conversation. Like he didn't even look my way in that way. Like he ain't studying me, mother. And so just hearing that from her and like already going through my emotions, I was just like, oh my God, like I'm getting off the phone. So I got off the phone and I came home and I'm crying. One, because my baby done went to school. And then I'm crying because I just had that emotional experience, Because, like, I always wanted this family. And it didn't turn out that way. And so having to, like, co-parent, like, that hurts. It's hard. And I guess the more we do it, the better it'll get, or the easier it'll get. Because like we hadn't had those opportunities to be in a space like that, right? Like I drop her off or he come pick her up, but not where it was a moment, like something so significant like that, that we had to share together and we were not together. So I was crying, and one of my auntie that be calling me and always interrupting my live, she was like, girl, what are you crying for? She was like, you still ain't worked through that, huh? All right, call me back when you're done. I was like, oh my God. But so yeah, this is definitely an experience, and it's funny too because it's like the thought of dating somebody else is like crazy. Like I don't like I don't know if I have the energy to try to sit and get to know somebody. Like it's just like I don't know.
Mommy, how do you take the Christmas switch out?
Girl, you about to go to bed. Yeah. Oh shoot, here for the tea up in here. Ah shoot. Say heck no, I have a California King. Okay, real estate. I was about to say, girl. Air mattresses are for when you're not unpacked. God is good. God is gonna bless. Ooh, Taylor. God is gonna bless Cheapo with a good man. Cheapo facts. I've been in the bushes, but I love me some Cheapo. Stay strong. I cried a few times while in the bushes. Listen to you. Girl, I ain't trying to make you cry. I don't want to cry with my eyes. Y'all see my eyes? They watering. I'm so emotional. I'm sorry, y'all. I love you, T. Love you too, T. This too shall pass. It will. Outside, I don't know about that, April, but they be camping on air mattress boxes. Here for T-Boo. Yes, I was trying to make everyone laugh, but I can feel her though. We all been through it. Yeah. Hey, y'all, love you all. I wonder if women of other races go through this. I'm pretty sure they do. Heartbreak is heartbreak. You know? But yeah, y'all, it's definitely time for me to call it quits. I've been on here for almost 2 hours. It was fun though. I liked it. She done unplugged today. Yeah, it's time to go, y'all. In a tent real estate, that's as far as it go. No one in their adult life should be just sleeping comfortably on the air mattress. Too many cheap furniture stores. Yeah, y'all. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming and just chilling and just talking. I love the dialogue and the questions that everybody asks. I appreciate all the love and support. Continue to just lift each other up. There's so much going on in the real world, in our own personal lives, and so when we come on here and we get a chance to just, shoot the ish and, laugh and joke, it helps. It's definitely a stress reliever. So I shall see you all on the YouTube streets. You guys have a peaceful night. I hope you get a good night's rest. All right. Talk to you later.